Hi, it's Jones. I'm watching Criminal Minds, season 18, episode 4. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Which, given how the last episode, what it was, everything is very much not fine. Now, I want to say a huge apology and thank you for your patience that these reactions have been so delayed. They will be continuing one a week. I'll be aiming for Fridays, but there's a chance they might come out on Saturdays or Sundays. Now, obviously, this reaction should have been out on Friday and it isn't. The UK is currently having a heat wave. We're in the tail end of it now, but I woke up on Friday ready to react, or planning to react, and my combination of the heat and my CFS, I just felt like death. And I kind of had to just sit there and say to myself, I can either do a bad reaction or like a reaction where I'm just thinking I'm not really with it, or I can just delay, do it next week, and feel better about it. So that is what I have done. I will the next one I will be aiming to watch on Friday and get up on Friday. If anything happens Saturday or Sunday, we'll try and be my hard limit, but it could be the week after if anything goes wrong, but that shouldn't happen again, touch wood. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go.
Hey, can I check your pulse?
Is he going around killing homeless people or something? Or displaced people, I don't know.
Your heart rate is elevated.
Paramedics don't operate alone.
I'm gonna get you started.
Oh, he's
on
not
some basic
alone.
fluids,
That's
okay?
terrifying.
I hate needles.
Voila.
Oh dear.
All done.
And this is an emergency, they would not have the sirens on. I'm very sorry.
Are we good?
We're good.
What was he looking for?
Good.
Adamant that memory recovery is delicate, unless, you want the guy to go catatonic.
Which we don't. Not when his network might be active again.
Oh, is JJ here?
Hey, guys.
You shouldn't be here. I know you want the distraction, but your head is not in the right
What are you
place for
doing here,
this.
hon?
Hey, everything
You're on bereavement leave. How'd you get this?
Yeah, and what is it?
It's way worse than that.
Okay, so you've been...
You know what you were like, Rossi.
Obsessively checking BAU gate.
Sorry. Are you sure you're okay?
Oh, she's definitely not okay.
I'm fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Is the little girl in this okay?
We don't know.
He's so empathetic like this, it's weird. If it's real, it's weird. I'm like on the side of it is real at this point, but it's weird. My big fear with this plotline is that it's going to end with him escaping and being on the run again, and I just really don't want that to happen. Like, maybe if it does, they'll handle it well. I'm not saying that, like, it will be bad if that happens, but I just think, like, we had seasons with him on the run, now we need him, like, out of the show.
Should you do this?
Okay, all right. We're done here. Let's go.
She is a brilliant doctor in the sense that she's able to
Yeah.
care this much for this man,
Sorry.
who she knows is a serial killer.
Am I a bad person?
Yes.
Get some sleep. We'll talk later.
I mean, like I've said 1,000 times, if this truly is happening, if he truly is empathetic and like all the things, maybe he isn't anymore.
Where's the trip, Dan?
Your uniform is always a great ruse.
So yeah, the question is, are they actually EMSs that are doing this in their spare time, or is it all fake? I'm leaning towards all fake. Is he trying to save her with the skin transplants and organ transplants and things?
Fucking liver's trash. I ran the GGT test. It came back shit.
How's your skin?
Jesus. That's all you care about. Next time.
So
how
he's
about
in
I
it for
keep
the
roadkill,
organ
huh?
transplants.
Maybe get more than half the market rate.
I'm thinking there might be more to this than money.
You would be thinking
Profit-driven unsubs
correctly.
get paid in-
You're okay, the surgeon is here.
Surgeon, what do I need a surgeon for?
Everything's gonna be fine. Just relax.
He was having a nightmare, right?
So, real talk. How are you?
I'm fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
I've been waiting for that exact phrasing to come up.
The other day, Henry asked me how any of this is fair. I didn't have an answer for him.
It isn't fair.
I ask myself that same question every day.
It isn't fair, that's the truth of it all.
No, I mean, friend. You're the best friend. I knew what you meant.
Do you think if you don't have your nice floppy curly hair, you'll look more like the evil person you are? What's happening here, mate?
Your subconscious is trying to break through to help you to remember who you are.
And who
Anything
you
you
are
can do is speed it up.
is horrific.
If I do this, well, am I gonna like what I find?
We need
Because I
him.
noticed that for some reason you won't just.
We need him to remember everything, but keep the same seeming moral compass he has now. Well, I thought in his dream it was Rossi.
What did you do to me? I don't feel safe around you.
I am not the bad guy, Elias.
Okay, I just need you to get away from me now.
I mean, technically speaking, right now, Rossi is trying to drill into his head in the sense of getting who he used to be out and all of his knowledge out. I feel like that could be the way the subconscious is like, you wouldn't be feeling all this pain and fear or whatever if like Rossi wasn't trying to get through to you. I don't know.
That's enough.
You stay here, you rest, okay?
She's gonna go investigating at some point.
When are you gonna wake up? After what you did, she is never getting better.
After what he did.
What if you administer it?
I'm worried he's gonna
Okay,
kill
so
her.
we're gonna start free, so
What are you remembering? He's having an actual memory of himself. He's remembering a murder.
dream.
No, it's not a dream. It's real.
How's his empathy going to be
August
affected
8th,
by this?
2018, I'm drilling into his head and I like it. Why would I like that?
To answer your question, you were the...
That's why I've been in handcuffs this whole time. Am I a killer?
Yes. This is fascinating. Like, his
Elias,
empathy's
hang on, we should talk about
being
this.
awakened,
No, I really don't think we should.
and he actually genuinely does feel remorse that he never used to and wouldn't kill again. What do you do with that? I still think he'd need to go to a facility and pay for the crimes he committed. But maybe it wouldn't need to be a max security. It could be, you know... Be careful, please, sweetheart. Oh my god. I don't want her to see this. It's not her fault.
Dad?
Oh god, as the victim, they just get him alive still. I mean...
Dr. Ramsey? Dad?
Oh, he hasn't started on this one
Oh
yet.
my god, Dad.
There's still hope for this woman.
The graft will take this time. I know it.
This poor girl. Both of them.
I'm a doctor. I
Ooh,
make
what's
people
aerial
better.
planning?
I can make my daughter better. Look, if you let me do this, I'll go with you.
Holy shit.
I had to. You do me a favor?
She wants to see the stars. This... I mean, none of these women involved in this deserve this.
I never asked for this.
I know.
Do you think I'm a monster?
No.
No. You're safe now.
I mean, like, Isla's had the most intense junior agent time ever, and he already had enough trauma in his past.
Seems like you've been taking some L's lately, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have.
I'll tell you a secret.
Emily's such a good
Hot
fashion
shots
leader.
with 10. Loss isn't a part of the job. Loss is the job. Every time we take a case, and ask yourself, can you live with it?
This is a really good leadership.
Because if you can, then you have earned your spot here.
She's not sugarcoating anything. She's just holding out a hand to him and telling him the truth.
I know.
It's also letting him know he's not alone in feeling that loss.
Admitting that I connected like-minded people on a network.
He's seen the footage.
What?
It's fucking Voight behind that mask. It's Voight, I know it.
Let's think this through. That can't be Voight. This was uploaded 2
So is Voight out? Is the doctor like in with it with him and he gets out and does whatever he wants? What is happening right now?
days ago.
So he pre-recorded it and he had someone release it. I gotta go to the hospital.
Okay. Go,
That
go,
is a
go.
possibility. Wonder when they had him do that last season, if they always knew.
Wake up. Agent Giroux, this is highly inappropriate.
Is he dead?
Why is his pulse so low?
And if he's been hoarding it, you're gonna need way more than naloxone.
No, he can't die. Code blue! Code blue!
That's why his headaches haven't been getting better. He wanted it all to end. Yep.
Hey.
Nothing fair in this.
You don't get to die. No. And this is why you're still alive. Yeah. I got you.
Okay, JJ.
I mean, if he still lives the empathetic version of himself.
Here we go.
But yeah, good. This, again, that thing of you don't get to die, you don't get the easy way out, is why I am so against them. Like, I don't think it's a victory when they shoot the serial killer, or the serial killer shoots himself. Life is so much worse, prison is so much worse.
Hey, seriously,
She's not okay.
are you okay?
She needs to be in therapy and not at work. You're not fine. Because as much as I get everything that just happened, I understand why she acted the way she did. I understand why her head is in that place. As an FBI agent, you cannot act like that. You cannot treat people like that, and you can't treat suspects like that. Yes, Voight is despicable and the actual worst, and so I'm like, ha, yeah, you tell him. But that isn't good. If I was reading a news article and it was like, oh, an FBI agent went into the the hospital bed of a serial killer, but like he was restrained, or like, you know, he's subdued and she was all threatening at him, I would be like, oh, that's not good behavior. I get that's like the devil, but like you have a duty of not being that way. Again, I get why JJ's not quite acting at her best right now. This episode. So the case itself, horrifying. Obviously the murders were horrifying, and horrifying for the poor girl, horrifying for Tyler, Emily, horrifying for absolutely everybody. And JJ should not be at work. I completely understand the thing of her feeling at odds, you know, just she has nothing to do. The people in her life have stepped up to take away the like sort of her having to like cook dinner and do the carpool, etc. But all that really does is give her time to sit and think, and all she'll think about is missing Will. And that is obviously not fun. But it doesn't mean it's right for her to be back at work. I could see her kind of doing what Emily allowed her to do, it being like her being at Quantico. Oh my god, that is where their office is, right? But being in the office, not leaving, not going into the field. Obviously, her trip to see Voight was not exactly authorized. I desperately hope she's seeing a therapist. To be honest, every single member of the BAU should see someone regularly because the stuff they go through. You know, the number of times she said she was fine, and it's kind of that situation where you tell people, I'm fine, everything's fine, and every single person who you tell that to knows you're not telling the truth and knows it's not fine, but it's also the lie you tell, partly because you can't go around every day saying, hi, how are you doing? And you go, oh, well, you know, I'm barely keeping it together, my life's falling apart, and I want to scream into the void forever, and I can't, my soul is weeping. How are you? There are situations where you can't say the truth, so all you say is, I'm fine. But I am very worried about JJ going forwards from this and how she's going to cope with all of this. Then we have Voight. Now that was, I believe that was him being uploaded. It just makes me like, what? Why? How? Why? Like, we know. Actually, like, do we know that he facilitated the attack against him? We do, right? At least we know it was his lawyer. but it was him. He planned this whole situation. I feel like he's planned. I don't know that he's faking this. Like, I think there have been too many elements of it where I don't believe he's actually faking it. Particularly as well, when he had his memory in this episode and he gave like details, he named the person he killed, the date, etc. If those names and dates add up, he's confessing to being Sicarius, and Voight was always trying to maintain that he wasn't. So I don't entirely know like what his aim game here is, other than just fucking with them, dominating their lives, causing them stress. So what I'm intrigued about is that moment last season when he was talking to JJ and he did that, or whatever it was, but you know, his middle finger's touched. Was that in the script significant for next season? Your middle finger needs to touch here. Or was that them looking through old footage they had and finding like, oh, there's a moment he did something, we can replicate that in the video. I'm so intrigued by that. I feel like it probably was scripted, that they knew that like, we do these certain actions and we might use some of them later on. Or they had the whole thing planned. But it's so interesting. And the ethical question of if he truly has empathy now, if he truly doesn't remember, though he is now remembering, and when he remembers, he's like, why did I enjoy that? That's horrific. It is ethically interesting, because is he the monster? Like, when he was like, am I a bad person? And I, without hesitation, said yes. And Rossi's lack of answer was also a yes. But if he truly has empathy, this version of him might not be a bad person. But he is still a bad person. He still would need to do life in prison without the possibility of parole. But yeah, it's fascinating. It truly is a fascinating dilemma, and my big fear is that the season is going to end with him on the run again. And like, maybe they will do interesting stuff with it. Maybe that won't actually be terrible. But you know, you're like, if anything, I would like them to start moving on from Voight, even if it can be connected still, because evolution is different to the original Criminal Minds, and like even original Criminal Minds had serial killers that were overarching and that were there in the background lurking, and you never knew when they were coming. Obviously, but the reboot has been very much Voight centric with other cases along the way. So I think there comes a point where they won't, like, if they get to like season 20, season 21, still having Elias Voight would maybe stretch things a bit. Maybe they have a plan. I mean, I put my faith in them. Other than them killing Will, that was stupid. There are so many other ways. Like, we just don't need to go home with JJ. Literally, we never go home with Emily. And if we do go home with JJ, she can be on the okay, Will, hope your case goes well, bye. And she could just be her and the boys. There are so many ways we could have had Will not being physically in the show without Will not being physically in the show. Being dead. I mean, but yeah. Good episode. Thank you for your patience. Like I said, these should be up every Friday. If not, it'll be not long after Fridays. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. And thank you so much for watching.